What is going on, guys? It is your boy Ozzie. I'm going to be doing my first ever commentary on this channel, and I just want to fill you in with some news because I'm pretty sure this channel has not received anything. So, Desire Kingdom is basically a team that I was part of a couple of years ago. We actually really did have a good run. Shout out to Kings and all the people that I played with. We definitely had one of the best runs I think a team could. I mean, especially since we still want the team to be up. Rest in peace to factual things that have life has definitely hit us with. But I think I could see a better outlook for our team at some point. Right now, really, what I want to do is just kind of get back into this way of playing. So I'm just gonna do some story times, just feel in the idea of basically being able to get to know my subscribers and the people that I, talk to on a daily basis, whether that be someone I know that subscribes to me or anybody that's gonna be able to comment in this comment section. But besides that, we're gonna get going with a story that I experienced back when I was like, I think it was like 16. No, maybe it's 17. I think it was 17. So when I was 17, staying at my mom's house, and I had this friend named H. We'll just go ahead and call him H. I'm gonna say the letters for each person's name, and we had a couple other friends with us. Not that I remember every one of those, but H is really the guy that I was hanging out with. And then we had a guy we was hanging out with named Chris. I would say initial for his name, but everybody's named Chris. I can't count how many fucking people there is with the name Chris. So we'll just go ahead and put that there. Um, well, let's just say H. He definitely was one of those country boys, always out there riding around in his truck, big dick energy, you feel that. But I mean, honestly, we went to bonfires all the time. We did all that country shit that, a country guy puts himself to be, especially out here in Alabama. You'd think that I would have this country, outlook, but I really don't. Waking up every day, I really just see myself staying in character. I mean, same old Adidas sweatpants and a t-shirt with no logo on it. I really am not that type of person, but I'm getting off topic here. Basically, me and him went to hang out one night, and I introduced him. Well, he already knew this guy. I just didn't know this. A guy I worked with previously when I think I was probably still working at McDonald's at this time, but it was my first ever job. His name was Chris, and Chris knew H. Well, H was a bit of a racist guy, he would say. He would talk racist, but then in front of this guy, he was just like, okay, well, I mean, if you don't know already, Chris is black. And Chris and him were actually kicking it pretty well, and I'm like, wow, he's such a hypocrite. Not judging at all anybody's character, but that's just something that I wouldn't normally see. So, well, these notifications kicking in. My bad. Besides that, yeah, H and Chris were just kicking it pretty good. They hadn't seen each other. Apparently, they went to high school together, and they were really good friends then. And I was just getting a really good perspective over all this because I was like, damn, these motherfuckers really are kicking it. Um, we went to Chris's house, and uh, H was a big. I could just say he was a big guy against weed, smoking weed. Well, Chris was a fucking stoner, so, and by that time I'd already been smoking since I was 12. Well, Chris had loaded up his first bowl with H, and then H pulled out the bowl, and he wanted to try it, and I was like very surprised. So he hit like 2 times, and motherfucker was coughing like hell, man. This man broke down to the ground and just started coughing even worse than what I would have expected. And he really exaggerated all of it. I thought we was gonna have to take him to the hospital or something, like he had bronchitis. Well, then he got, off of 1 or 2 puffs, this man got like blasted high. He is literally going nuts, and we really had to like tell him to go because his mom was sleeping, Chris's mom, and that's when we told H, let's come on, let's load up the truck and go outside. So we go outside, and he looks out on this truck and started screaming and panicked and went back inside. He was like, I seen someone on the back of my truck. So me and Chris were like, okay, well, maybe there's just somebody trying to get into his stuff. So we went out there. We didn't see nobody. So I was like, wow, this man's probably seeing some shit. And then me and Chris will just making jokes or whatever, and well, H starts calming down a little bit. He just wants to get the hell out of there. I don't know what the hell he's seen right in that moment, but he loaded up in the truck, and then him and Chris were playing around, and I think H hit fucking Chris in the dick, and then that's when shit started getting out of hand because then they started swap hitting each other in the dick, and I'm just sitting in the passenger seat like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I have no idea why the hell they're doing this. Like, who the hell kicks each other in the dick for fun? I thought it was going to be a fight. I mean, obviously, you hit me in the dick, I am going to swing. There's no fucking doubt about it. I'm going to start swinging. Well, they're doing that for a good minute, and it totally got H out of the mind of what just happened earlier, what he thought he seen or whatever. And well, we hop back in the truck. We say goodbye to Chris. They hug off. We all kind of dip out. And then once we hit the road, this is where shit got weird. We're just sitting there like listening to some music, and all of a sudden he got this phone call, and it was from his girlfriend. So his girlfriend at the time. Well, I'll get to another story about that girl at another time. Now that I'm bringing that up, because that's definitely something I could say. Let's just get back on topic. I'll explain this right after I talk about this. Well, the phone call was answered, and all of a sudden it wasn't even his girlfriend that picked up on the phone, and honest to truth, it was just it sounded like broken glass and like someone screaming at the top of her lungs, or just a male or a female. I couldn't make out the voices, but it sounded like multiple things, and the voices and shit got louder, and the crashing noises got louder, and that's when me and him looked at each other, and we were like, what the actual fuck? We thought she had gotten in a wreck or something, so we hang up and call back, and she said she heard that on our line. So after we heard that, silence just broke off in the car, and he said, okay, baby, and hung up the phone, like immediately almost. And we sat in silence for a good 20 minutes in the car ride all the way back home. And I think that it was closer to the end of me and that guy not hanging out so much. It's weird how I can just look back at that moment. And I even to this day, I ran into a couple times, asked him about it, like, hey, man, you remember that time? And he's just like, yeah, it's kind of weird. And he shrugs it off, but there's something about it. It just never got to me. But I figured that'd be a good story time to start off with. Maybe I could get some people into this kind of spooky vibe. Not saying that I believe in ghosts, but I mean, there's definitely is spirits out there, and it could be a possibility. Going back to Chris, I'd actually called him during that week when all that stuff happened. He said his brother actually drowned, his baby brother, when he was younger, and he said that there was a cemetery like right behind from where the truck was. Where we didn't even see it. I wasn't paying attention, but apparently there was a cemetery right across the road from where we were smoking at his mom's. And I wouldn't have even known that. So to this day, I still can't get it out of him. Like, was there really a person behind in the back of that truck? I really bet he doesn't want to smoke weed for the rest of his life now. Not that I am aware if he does or not, but I mean, hell, some people, you never know. I mean, it could have been a prank. It could have been her, playing a prank on us, and it just all was a coincidence, but the world may never know. All that kind of opened up a big story. And about that girl, she ended up not being with that guy very much longer after this incident, and we ended up getting into a pretty big fight, all of us. It wasn't short. It was like maybe a week or two after this incident that we had on at Chris's house. So, and this girl ended up cheating on him, leaving him, and she's been pretty much trying to stay in my family, cahootsing with my ex-wife and her brother. So there's a bunch of other shit that is just crazy to even talk about. But that is something else to talk about later. For now, this has been a story time with Ozzie, and I appreciate anybody that was viewing this and actually listened all the way through to this point. If you like this series, just leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if that's anything else, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.